mean when you've got an extra 2 billion potential customers on the marketplace that want your services, that want your products? Are you going to be ready to meet the challenges of this kind of explosive demand of folks that are going to leapfrog our technologies? They're not putting copper in the ground. They're going to go wireless. Their expectations for real-time portals to be able to do transactions, for it to be digital cash ready, to be able to retrieve, store, network their information for competitive advantage. As you start to reconsider and redefine your ecosystem of relationships, you're going to see demand drivers from offshore that are going to create, again, risks and opportunities. The question is, are you going to be ready? Are you going to be ready? The extreme future is all about meeting the challenges of what's coming next in all the areas I talked about that I'm going to break down. But one way to think about it is dealing with complex change. The extreme future is about dealing with a highly multidimensional world of complex, fast, and disruptive changes. Changes that are going to come much faster than ever before. And part of the reason why is because of the exponential increase of new technologies, but also the globalization of knowledge, the globalization of trade, the globalization of ideas, and the emergence of huge new markets that just didn't exist before. A couple of billion new consumers in China alone, and India. And the implications of what's going to happen next over the next 25 years, and how the marketplace, the demand for products and services, is going to completely transform markets that today, quite frankly, are in the earliest stages. There will be more innovations that will transform markets, that will cause disruptions in supply chains, in healthcare, in entertainment, in transportation, in energy. There will be a convergence of new trends together that will create both disruptions and opportunities as we've never seen before. There will be more change over the next 10 years, and I'm going to lay down this logic pattern and explain why, not just state it. There'll be more change over the next 10 years than the previous 50,000 years. And it's only going to get faster. It's only going to get more challenging. And increasingly, these changes are going to redefine the risk landscape. And in many regards, redefining risk and how you manage risk at the enterprise, for a nation, for a region, or even globally, whether you're talking about climate or the environment, or whether you're talking about the industrial or post-industrial environment, ultimately the challenges for your industry are going to be dramatic. Well, welcome to the future. I'm going to take the next 45 minutes and give you a sense of what's coming next. Now, some of these innovations and some of these trends may affect your business, certainly affect your industry, but also just maybe they might affect you. You're going to be living in an exciting era, an era that, quite frankly, has never been seen before, because you will be living longer than any human beings of any civilization, of any era, of any society in the history of the world. Many of the innovations we're going to be talking about, and yes, a number of them affect your industry as well, but many of them affect the evolution of our society, of our global population. The emergence of 100 new megacities, going from 6 billion to potentially 8 to 9 billion people over the next 40 years, 30 to 40 years. And of course, if you're living longer, as you will be, based on many medical innovations, mapping the human genome, nanobiology, you will be around to see those. In fact, I even did a survey with my own mother, who's approximately 80. We're not exactly sure. We keep celebrating birthdays, right? And I asked her, Mom, you're getting old. I know that. You can't quite keep up with things. But if you could download, yourself or rebuild part of you that's not working into a robot so you could play 2 rounds of golf and you could read 2 books a week and you really had your cognitive facilities and all that, would you do it? And she said, would that get you to call me more often? Would that actually work? I said, yeah, sure, we'll talk about it. Robo-Mom. Ooh, that kind of music, it could really go places, huh? Good morning, how is everyone? Wait a minute. Where's my presentation? Oh, I forgot. I left my presentation in the mobile cloud. Hold on for a second. You can't see this. It's echolocation from my iris. Not that one. No, not a video email from my daughter right now. Oh, that's it. Okay. Let's download that one. Web 2.0. Great. So, do you have that application, by the way? Anybody have that application yet? The mobile cloud application? I hear it may be available at the Exchange soon. Anyway, I'm going to give you an overview of what I think is going to come next for Web 2.0, how it may relate to telecom. Of course, those of you who have maybe seen me before or even read about some of my heresies, I've talked about VoIP for a long time, back when the whole notion of anything traveling over an IP network was a bit of heresy. And then as we made the evolution from copper to the web, the issues of what may be coming next in other kinds of platforms, post-Wi-Fi, even post-WiMAX, represents a very new way to think about business, not technology, a new way to think about business, doing business. If you're interested in your own sustainability for the future, you want to pay attention to this, not as a technological innovation, but as a global business innovation. I run a think tank in San Francisco. I write books. I'm focused on one thing and one thing only: what's coming next. Founded in 1990, we're all about forecasting what are the leading innovations that might transform business, markets, and society. What can we learn about what's coming over the top of the mountain that may help you become more successful in what you do? What do we need to understand about 10 vertical markets that we could then turn into markets, global markets, markets in our geography that we could then collaborate with others to figure out how to not just make money but serve? That is the ticket to your sustainability. Why? Because as we move towards Web 3.0, which I forecast is north of, in and around 2010 and beyond, you're talking about a very fast, robust, interoperable set of platforms. Voice is going to be critical to that. You're going to be looking at telepresence. I don't want to just see it. I want to engage in it. I want to feel it, engage in it. I want to travel through it. I can say that telereality, telepresence, 3D, that a variety of other applications will show up that will give a rich user experience. Are you going to help me do that? Or do you think that Web 2.0 is about, social networking and 15-year-olds on Facebook downloading videos that don't make any sense? Are you going to help enable the next generation of entrepreneurs? The next emergence of the middle class in India, Europe, Africa, Asia? Are you going to enable that? Because I can tell you right now, having just 2 weeks ago I was in Istanbul, a month and a half ago I was in Asia, I'm on my way to Europe and North Africa, I can tell you that's what's happening. That's the key driver. And Web 2.0 is going to play a role in this explosion.